The Stranger Things writers really fucked up with how they ended things with Jancy and Jonathan. I am not surprised that most people did not realise that it was supposed to be a breakup scene when they had that emotional exchange after Jonathan pulled out the ring. And honestly, ever since watching that, I am quite upset with how things turned out. They were a slow-burn romance grounding the supernatural chaos. Jancy's fierce journalism clashed with Jonathan's quiet empathy as they hunted the mysteries of the Demogorgon, exposing Hawkins' lab's horrors amid grief over lost friends and an abducted brother. Their bond deepened in Season 2 through shared loss. Will's upside-down abduction, Barbara's death, the Mind Flayer threat. Episode 6 at Murray's house delivered the iconic payoff, a raw hookup blending vulnerability, passion, and the 80s awkwardness. Especially with Murray's cheeky morning zinger.
How was the pullout?
Sealed it as a fan favourite, proving love thrives in Hawkins' hell. This wasn't teen fluff. It was resilience forged in fire, evolving from awkward glances to a battle-tested partnership. With the actors Natalia Dyer and Charlie Heaton actually dating since 2016, and now being engaged, infused every moment with authenticity. So a lack of chemistry could have never been the reason for them to be separated. The off-screen commitment mirrored their characters' journey, amplifying glances and touches with genuine spark. Seasons 1 to 3 leaned into this. Jonathan's mixtapes for Jancy, her defending him against Steve, their evolution from stolen moments to defiant lovers. Amid ensemble drama, Jancy stood as the relatable cute romance, imperfect, tested, triumphant. They embodied 80s nostalgia, dark rooms, cassette tapes, stands against monsters. The fans invested deeply, seeing real growth in a world of psychic powers and interdimensional rifts. I have genuinely felt that post-Season 2, writers struggled with Jonathan, stranding him in weird limbo. Once the empathetic rock, developing film for conspiracies, supporting Will through possessions, bolstering Joyce, he devolved into a passive shadow. Actions defied logic. California long-distance secrecy, the Emerson lie, emotional detachment amid his brother's Vecna visions, and family unraveling. Where was the Jonathan that faced bullies for his loved ones, risking all for truth? He floated detached, ignoring core ties. He just lost all of his best individual qualities. Since getting together with Jancy, and Jancy carried all the ambitions alone, her fire dimmed by inaction. Chemistry stranded in silences wasn't evolution. It was neglect, reducing Charlie Heaton's intensity to a plot ghost. Seasons 3 to 4 amplified this. Petty jealousy over Jancy's job, radio silence during Joyce's panic. Was this a subtle foreshadowing? No, this was just a pure abandonment priming the sludge betrayal. Season 5's sludge room scenes stunned. Jonathan reveals the Emerson lie, pulls a ring from a John Coltrane cassette, then rejects marriage as a fix. Jancy accepts passively, no fireworks, just resignation amid Vecna chaos. After apocalypses, this defeatism landed flat, unearned, and frankly, just confusing. No build-up payoff, just robbed of agency, turning survivors into quitters. Fans replay hunting clues, finding none. Jancy deserved catharsis, a proposal amid ashes, not a tropey whimper after 9 years. The entire arc just felt so weird, and this is now a common phenomenon in TV shows and pop culture in general. Let's call it the lazy trope syndrome, where you induce drama in a relationship just to move the story forward. Modern TV shows absolutely love shattering mains for drama, sex education torpedoes, Otis, Maeve post-tension. Grey's Anatomy is the biggest culprit of this syndrome. If this did not exist, this white woman's One Piece would have ended somewhere around Season 3. Lazy writing leans on relationship issues as default, ignoring family trauma, apocalypses, evolution. Jancy proved richer paths, the Demogorgon hunts, exiles tested beyond dating, Vecna targeting bonds, Parallel temptations could have been challenged without demolition. An endgame marriage would have rewarded resilience, proposal over upside-down victory, and a family rebuilding Hawkins. It was the 80s and everyone and their grandmother married their teenage love. Jancy deserved that. The fans deserved that. These so-called issues only starve the stakes. True conflict elevates. It elevates the character's individual arc as well as their interpersonal relationships. Fleabag is one such exceptional example where a happily ever after craved by everyone. But we know it won't happen. And when they finally end things on that bus stand, you are broken, you are hollow, you are overwhelmed, but most importantly, you understand why. It grants you a catharsis that warms your hollow within and makes you smile as tears run down your eyes. The rot didn't start in that sludge room. It simmered through seasons 3 to 4 as subtle warning signs exploded into full character assassination. Season 3's forced Jonathan's jealousy over Nancy's ambitions ran completely petty for the guy who'd always championed her independence, proudly snapping darkroom pics of her early badassery against the mind flayer. Long distance sucks, but it should have morphed him into a creative partner. Remote investigations via mailed film rolls, mixtape confessions bridging the miles with heartfelt voiceovers. Not this mopey, disconnected outsider, sulking on the periphery. Season 4 cranked the abandonment to 11, no pun intended. Nancy grabs a shotgun, rallies the core group against Vexner's spreading curse with her journalism. Fire reignited brighter than ever. Meanwhile, Jonathan mopes endlessly in Lenora Hills. Radio silent during Joyce's frantic cross-country panic searches and Will's escalating Vecna-induced visions that should have triggered every brotherly instinct. Where's the unbreakable sibling bond forged in those first upside-down rescues? The family glue that held Joyce together through demonic possessions, cross-state moves, and endless skepticism from authorities. His weird passivity actively alienated viewers, turning their signature witty banter into painfully one-sided tension. Nancy pleading for his involvement in the fight, him retreating further into unexplained secrecy. Charlie Heaton deserved meaty, layered arcs. Maybe even subtle Vecna manipulations exploiting his deepest insecurities about belonging. Instead, we get this dead air, plot ghost status. Natalia Dyer had to solo carry Nancy's evolution into a full shotgun-wielding matriarch, her unyielding fire shining bright but painfully alone in the trenches. This wasn't clever, subtle foreshadowing of inevitable doom. It was straight-up character, assassination, through pure, unforgivable abandonment, priming viewers for that inevitable sludge betrayal, like a train wreck in slow motion. Rewatches lay bare the tragedy. Two immensely talented performers with undeniable real-life synergy reduced to narrative orphans. Their once electric chemistry deliberately starved, while ensemble fireworks and teen drama overshadowed what should have been the show's beating heart. I am anyways not a fan of love triangles, but this one with Steve somehow felt a bit too forced. Steve deserved what he got when they broke up, with how he treated her. But more importantly, Steve had an excellent character development and became one of the best characters. He deserved the love that his new and improved version belongs to. Someone who would love him and cherish his ability to stand up for what is right, and a courtship that lasts the traumas of Hawkins. The way Jancy ended was a classic case of the writer not know how to utilize two initially strong individual characters and unable to help either of them reach their truest potential. One might argue that this is precisely the reason why they should have not ended up together, and I can understand that point of view. But like I explained earlier, there is a right and wrong way how to break up relationships, especially the ones that the fans cherish. Case in point, Fleabag. Jonathan and Nancy embodied Stranger Things' true soul, everyday heroes forged in unrelenting horror, 80s romance executed with heart-wrenching authenticity. The writers absolutely fumbled Jonathan's arc into irrelevance, chased that insidious lazy trope syndrome to its bitter end, but their legacy endures undamaged, Murray's house glow afterglow, mixtape-fueled hunts through hell, real-life couple triumph shining brighter than any finale. They deserve their full endgame bliss, and god damn it, the fans deserved that cathartic payoff too. Share your Jancy moments and what you think of how their story should have ended in the comments below. This video was made before the finale episode. I just had to rant. I'm sorry. Let's see how the writers disappoint us this time. Please smash like if this hit home, subscribe for the full-blown trope deep dive takedown in the upcoming videos. I will forever die on the hill that happily ever after was always theirs by right.